me moving into my bat cave. Now look at me smoking a cigarette. We'll put that out just for you guys. Smoking a cigarette, going four-wheeling in a Kia Soul, and driving a stick, and taking video, and doing commentary, and dodging raindrops, and quicksand, and alligators, and Bigfoot. Okay. So yeah, I found this. I found it. So I come around here. So they dump stuff in the woods. Don't. Sorry about the fan. I'm not a fan of the fan. Let's get rid of the fan. Alright, so I come in here. And I'm looking for places to possibly put the trailer, but at the time I'm looking for tentage. So I come up here. This is state forest, and so anybody can use it. It looks like this is some sort of four-wheel track. So I park the car here and consider what I see, and I'm looking for flat. So I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this Jeep comes flying behind me, comes right up around that part of the track. See it? Now, do you see a track over here? I can't see a track over here. So the guy goes around there, zooms by, we make eye contact. Well, I think I'm looking down there like, are you gonna make it? Because I can't move my car fast enough for you. We make eye contact. He's relatively my age. We're both like, what the hell? What are you doing here? I don't know. What are you doing here? So anyway, so then I came to the conclusion that maybe this would not be the place to set up. So I did get out of the car and walk first before I did this. So I go over here. See me? Yeah. Now, the top is sitting up 20 feet from where I entered, so it's kind of high ground, so it's nice and dry. I could tell that none of the freewheeling cars had gone through here. I looked for major sticks, I looked for whatever, and then, I don't know if you can see that, somebody at one point put cinder blocks, probably across. I do not touch people's shit, even people's shit that I don't know. But because of that, I think anybody that's tried this or wants to try this is going to be a little bit more careful than just whipping around that track and coming down here. So well, I'm just going to park it. You used to see me trying to park this thing. You guys bitch about parallel parking. How about trying to fit between the tree trunk parking in the dark with bears laughing at you? They just sit out there and laugh at me. They hear the Kia coming in, and they sit probably about 50 feet out there on their haunches and go, okay, let's see if she can do it. And then, in my magical little place, I have storage tent. Also, this converts into the sewing room or the guest quarters. I've got the writing, and on a rainy day, this works out pretty good. And then, oh, it's not set up because that thing is doing double duty as a bed and a chaise lounge, but here's the bedroom. And it's just like any bedroom I ever had. There's only a couple things you do in there. Of course, I'm not married, so one thing is off the table. So it's real simple. It's a place where I can read, I can write, I can listen to music, I can text my friends, and I can go to sleep. But I can't watch, I don't do TV in the bedroom. Sorry, y'all. I don't. So there's not enough signal. If I was tempted, lonely, crying, and needed something to make me believe that there are real people around, I don't have access to movies and TV because there's no cell system. Oh my goodness. All right. So again, this camera, man, it is not even hitting 80% of what I'm seeing. And then, y'all, you're missing how, like, quiet and loud in the wind. I think you've heard it in other videos. So, this is behind my grandfather's property, which was across the road from the house on the lake property. probably about 1.5 miles if I went right up the road through the forest and the swamp and the ticks and the alligator gar. And we pay a lot of money to be on a lake. We had 3 lots. It's an all sports lake, and it is beautiful to look at the water. It absolutely is. And the smell and the unusual wildlife that calls. We had like a kingfisher, or a series of kingfisher, or a lineage of kingfisher, or a tribe of kingfishers that only showed up one at a time. That lived, you know, in the shore cutout, so like it would be like holes in the shoreline, and I know there's a better word for it. So anyways, it is beautiful to be on a lake. You pay for the nose on the lake, but hardly ever do I just sit and look at the lake. Now I could go swimming. That lake particularly though is only 4 feet deep across. In the middle though, the muck's 30 feet. You think I'm kidding? That's why I can tread water for a half hour. Well, I used to. No touchy. So anyways, this is all to say that if I sit in that screen tent and I'm writing, and the wind comes up through those trees, right? It sounds like Lake Huron. It literally does. Oh, our cottage was not on Lake Huron. It was on a little inland lake, 1/4 mile. But Lake Huron is, you probably could 2.5 miles in on a very quiet day hear it. You feel it. It's right there. All right, y'all have a good day. Bye.